Welcome back to the channel. Happy Friday. It's been a little while since I went live. We had our Scream 6 watch party about 3 days ago, I think. So it's been a little while, but we're back. Thanks for joining the stream. Let's see who we got here. We have RJ. Hey, RJ. RJ says, let's face it, Stu is dead. He'll never come back. If so, it was a CGI thing like Billy Loomis. Well, you guys know what I think. I think Stu is alive and he will be back. But I respect your opinion, RJ. Hey, Scream and Cobra Kai. Thanks for joining the live stream. Hey, Antonio. Is Stu Macher still alive? Absolutely. I 100% believe that he is alive. Hey, Emma. Glad you can make it. Hey, SMF. You said Stu is alive. I am with you, my friend. There is no doubt in my mind that Stu is alive. Hey, Ray. Thanks for joining. Hey, Chris. Welcome. Yes, James. Stu Macher is alive. So, like I said earlier, happy Friday. It is 3:30 p.m. for me. I don't know what time it is for all of you, but thanks for joining me on this Friday afternoon. I hope you guys have a great weekend going forward, but let's kick off the weekend by talking some Scream theories. So if you guys have any theories or anything that you want to talk about, drop it in the chat now, and I will get to it eventually. I do also want to say, I don't know how many of you guys here were a part of my last 2 Scream watch parties, but lately I've had someone in the chat impersonating me and pretending to be me and saying some crazy things. So I just want to let you guys know, if someone goes into the chat that looks like it's me with my username and my profile picture, it's not me. Zork, I see that you're here. You're one of my moderators. So, Zork, if you see someone in the chat that is going by my username, it's not me. Please block them immediately. They've been trolling my live streams lately and really giving me a hard time, and it's very frustrating. I can see on my channel that I blocked 10 different accounts that are pretending to be me. So I think it's the same person that keeps creating new accounts every single time I block them. And it's just so frustrating. Like, we're trying to have a good time here. We don't have any time for that. Luckily, it only happened during the watch parties where I tend to be caught up in the chat and I catch it right away and I block them. But when it comes to regular live streams like today, I tend to be a little behind in the chat, so I might not be able to catch them right away. So, Zork, I see that you're here. Please help me out. I appreciate you. We have William here. Hey, William. I have a theory. I want Jill Roberts and Stu Macher to be both the killers in Scream 7 and faked their deaths. I'm a big fan of this. I would love for this to happen. You guys know Stu is my number 1. I'm fairly confident that Stu is going to return. I also would love for Jill to come back. I have a couple theories on my channel, about Jill still being alive, because that was the initial plan for Scream 5 if they did this back in the day, shortly after Scream 4. Jill was supposed to come back. So, and she's one of my favorite ghost faces. She's in my top 5. So I would absolutely love to see her come back. I just don't know if they're going to have the guts to do this. I've said before, you know, people already have a hard enough time wrapping their head around Stu coming back. So the creators might think that also bringing Jill back might be a little too much. I personally would love it, but I just don't know if they're going to do it. Let's face it, you got to have a sequel. Hey, Travis, thanks for joining the live stream. Hey, Silver Princess, thank you so much for the super chat. Glad to see you here in the live stream. You said, I just uploaded my Alien and Game of Thrones crossover today. Interesting. I am going to have to check it out. So, I've actually never seen Alien, but I know the new one just came out and I've heard great things about it. So, I actually started watching the first Alien movie last night. I didn't finish it. I have about 30 minutes left of the first movie. So, I'm going to finish it tonight. But I know there's several movies in the franchise, so I have a ways to go. But I'm going to have to, Silver Princess, once I finish Alien tonight, then I will check out your video. That's an interesting topic. Thank you so much for your super chat. I always appreciate you. Richie or Ethan? Definitely Richie. You guys know I don't care for Ethan at all. Chris says, I have a theory about Billy and Richie. Interesting. Let's hear it. Hey, Ethan. No worries. We're just getting started. Ray says, what is the next watch party movie going to be? I don't know. I've been thinking about this the past couple of days. I know you guys have left me a couple of suggestions. Some people want to do the Scary Movie franchise. I personally want to do Jeepers Creepers, House of Wax. I've had a couple requests for Stephen King's The Night Flyer, which I've never seen. I might do a poll on my community page to see what you guys would prefer to do. But yeah, we're going to get into a lot of watch parties, especially as we enter the Halloween season. As sad as I am that we're done with the Scream watch parties, I'm excited to get into some other horror movies. So if you guys have any suggestions, you can drop them in the chat. But like I said, I am going to do a poll to see what you guys would prefer. James says, I hope Scream 7 is set during the Christmas holidays. It would be epic to see Ghostface slashing through the snow. I'm with you, James. I would absolutely love to see Scream 7 be set during Christmas. This was a rumor months ago at this point. Honestly, almost a year ago. This was a rumor before last fall, before Melissa was fired and Jenna quit. Melissa was fired in November, so the Christmas rumor must have broke like early November, possibly. So we're approaching a year with this rumor floating around. I would love to see this. You know, with Scream 6, we did Halloween for the first time. And the first 5 movies were just normal everyday life. So I really like that Scream 6 was Halloween, so it would be fun to see Christmas for Scream 7 for sure. Hey, Jack the Stripper, you said Scream 3's original script had Stu leading a Ghostface cult, and Scream 7 will feature a Ghostface cult. That's all the proof I need. Exactly. I'm with you. We all know the original plan for Scream 3, like you said, and a bunch of rumors have been floating around for Scream 7 with the Ghostface cult. And it's funny, like a lot of these different channels on YouTube have been reporting on the Ghostface cult, but none of them are Stu believers. So I think it's funny that they're like reporting about the cult rumors, but not really connecting it to Stu. You know, in my opinion, like if there's going to be a cult, it's going to be Stu's cult, especially since that was Kevin Williamson's initial plan, and now he's back. So, you know, there's no doubt in my mind it's going to be Stu's cult in 7, but I guess we will have to wait and see. Hey, Alex, thanks for joining the live stream. How long is this stream? I'm not sure. I'm going to try to go for like 2 hours total, but I'm not too sure. So I guess we'll see. James says, my girlfriend and I actually both caught interest in one another with our obsession for the Scream movies / Ghostface. I'm trying to convince her Stu is alive. Nice. I love that. That your love of Scream brought you guys together. Yes, you have to make her a Stu believer. That's funny. Yes, Ray. It possibly. I don't know for sure, but we're definitely going to do the first scary movie for a watch party. I have to figure out the scheduling, so we will see. We have a super chat from Alvaro. Thank you so much, Alvaro. I had to share this with you, Pam. I pre-ordered 4 Ghostface masks that are going to be signed Stu, Billy, Richie, and Amber. Interesting. So what do you mean? Like you order them and then you're going to get them signed by them at a convention, or did you order them already with the signatures on them? Either way, that's very cool. I'm jealous. I just have these 2 behind me, the original and the aged mask. But that's very cool. Thank you so much for your super chat, Alvaro. We have another super chat from Zork. What if instead of A in Pretty Little Liars, it was Ghostface? That would have made Mona the first Ghostface to be redeemed. That would be interesting if it was some kind of like a crossover like that. Obviously, I'm a huge fan of Scream, and I am a huge fan of Pretty Little Liars. That show started in 2010, I think, when I was in the 8th grade. So that show has been a part of my life for a very long time. That would be interesting. Thank you so much for your super chat, Zork. I appreciate you being here, and I appreciate you moderating the chat. these live streams could not happen without you. So thank you. And we have Ryan here, member for 11 months. Nice. Thank you so much. I so appreciate you. Anyone here in the chat, if you guys don't know, I do have channel memberships available. You get access to some exclusive content that not everyone can see, as well as these fun little emojis in the chat that you can only use if you're a channel member. So if you want to sign up and be a channel member like Ryan, I believe you can find the link down in the description of this very live stream, or linked in any of my videos, or if you go to my channel, the join button is next to the subscribe button, I believe. But I appreciate you, Ryan. Thanks for being here for almost a year. And thank you for moderating. I appreciate you. My moderators do a great job. And like I said earlier, I've had a troll in the comments lately, so I appreciate you guys handling that for me. Hey, Raggedy Man. Jack says, I personally think Charlie is going to be Stu's right hand, so Jill wouldn't really work for me. I don't think Jill and Charlie could work together again, although I would love a prequel featuring Jill. Interesting. So I agree with you. I would love for Charlie to be Stu's right-hand man. I've had a few theories on my channel about this because there was a point where I did think Charlie was still alive and possibly working with Stu. I don't really believe that anymore. Although I would love it to be true. Charlie's one of my favorites. I would love to see him come back. But Rory Culkin has said that he feels that he is done with the franchise. So I don't know if that's going to happen. However, with Emma Roberts, she has said that she feels she's not done with the franchise. So I do think there's a good chance she could come back one day. I would love that. Thank you so much, Ryan, for the $20 super chat. I appreciate you. You didn't leave a comment, so if you want to leave a comment in the chat, I will look out for it. But either way, I so appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being a member for almost a year. And thank you for moderating. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Let's see where we are in the chat. Okay, Silver Princess says the ending of your video would have spoiled Alien. Yes, like I said, I'm going to finish it tonight. So I will check out your video tomorrow after I finish the first Alien. Hey, Kane, thank you for being here. Thanks for moderating. I appreciate you. Let's see. We have a super chat from Zork. Another one from Zork. Thank you so much. If Samara from The Ring and Jason ever met, she would take pity on him because they both have similar backgrounds. She would probably fully restore his body and use him by creating illusions of his mom. That is very interesting. That is something that I have never thought about. Imagine like a crossover with The Ring and Jason. Interesting. I honestly haven't watched The Ring in a while. I'm due for a rewatch. In fact, maybe we will do a watch party of The Ring on the channel. Would you guys like that? Let me know in the chat. There's so many horror movies that we could do watch parties for. It's actually kind of like overwhelming thinking about all of the watch parties that I want to do with you guys. As we enter the Halloween season, I would love to do most of the Halloween franchise. There's a couple in the franchise that I think we could skip. Like, I personally don't like Halloween 6, and I don't really care for Halloween 2. I know that might be controversial. Some people really like Halloween 2. I don't really care for it. I think it's pretty boring. But thank you so much for your super chat, Zork. I appreciate you being here. As always, thank you for moderating. Thank you so much. Let's see where we are in the chat. I realize I am very behind. I apologize. I like to, when I do respond to comments, I like to give it the time that it deserves. So that usually means I'm behind in the chat. But you can always send in a super chat because those take priority and guarantee a reply from me. But bear with me. Sometimes the chat scrolls away from me and I lose my spot. So I'm trying to see where I was in my last spot. Antonio says all of the above. Travis says House of Wax would be awesome. Yeah, it's one of my favorites. Hey, Devin, I did see this rumor about Scream 7 going around that apparently Ghostface is going to be the scariest. And I hope it's true, you know? I love the Scream franchise, but it's not super scary. So it would be cool to see Scream 7 be a little scary, for sure. We have a super chat from Movie Misfits. Thank you so much for joining the stream. You said, have you ever been to a horror con? If so, what are some of your favorite memories from them? I have not, believe it or not. I would so love to go to one. I've kind of been keeping an eye out for them. There really aren't any that are super close to me, so they would require some travel. And sometimes it's just hard to work these things out, but I really hope that I can go to one sometime soon. I have to look into it. But thank you so much for your super chat, Movie Misfits. I wish I had a memory to share with you guys, but I don't. The only convention that I've ever been to was for the show The Vampire Diaries, which is one of my favorite shows and is actually a show done by Kevin Williamson, who, of course, is the writer of Scream and the director of Scream 7. So I would love to go to a horror con. It's going to happen one day soon. And when that day comes, I will be making a video about it and sharing some of the footage with you guys. So stay tuned for that coming eventually. I don't know when, but the day will come. But thank you again for your super chat, Movie Misfits. All right, I gotta catch up in the chat here. Let's see. Kane says I should always do at least an hour and a half streams. I try to. Usually they're 2 hours. Sometimes I have to do like a quick one, but yeah, usually they are 2 hours long. So I am going to try to go. I'm going to try to go for 2.5 hours today, but we'll see. Yes, RJ, we definitely can do a Friday the 13th watch party. Like I said, I have to figure out the scheduling, but we're going to have a lot of watch parties coming up. So if you have not done so already, subscribe to the channel because we got a lot of fun stuff coming up for the Halloween season. I do have something really fun planned for the Halloween season. I haven't officially announced it yet on the channel. I'm kind of waiting to do that, but some of you guys might have seen a video that I have scheduled to post on September 15th. So that's a little sneak peek. Ryan saw Cuckoo and Alien Romulus last night. Nice. I hope you enjoyed both of them. Yes, Alex, I would love to do watch parties for some holiday movies for sure. I love Christmas, so there's a lot of I have a lot of favorite Christmas movies, so yeah, I definitely would love to do some holiday watch parties. James says, I was convinced Stu's return was going to be Scream 6. With the Gale Ghostface scene, I do not believe that could have been Amber. I think you mean Quinn, because Quinn was supposed to be in that scene, but either way, yes, I agree with you. I do think that I don't think that Quinn was the one who attacked Gale in Scream 6. And I also don't think that it was Amber who attacked Dewey in Scream 5. You guys know I'm a huge Stu believer. So I do believe that they've been setting this up in the 2 previous movies, 5 and 6. And I'm with you. I think it was Stu who attacked Gale for sure. Hey, Kane. Thanks for being here. Hey, Chocolate Ice. Hey, PJ. Anyone else watching Pretty Little Liars Summer School Season 2? I did watch it as it aired. It's been out for quite some time now. Yeah, I thought it was good. Antonio says, this whole time I was talking in the other stream and wondering why I didn't see anyone else's names. Are you talking about my second channel? So I am streaming at the same time on my main channel here and my second YouTube channel. If you guys don't know, I do have a second channel. The link is in the description if you want to subscribe. I would appreciate that. I am also streaming on Twitch at the same time right now. Chocolate Ice says, what happened to my mod? I don't know. I didn't do that. I will add you again, Chocolate Ice. Give me one moment to open up another tab. Sometimes when I'm streaming and I want to open another tab, it like slows things down. So it'll just take me one moment to do that. I apologize. I don't know what happened. Do you think any other ghost faces are alive except for Stu? That's tough. I definitely think, Stu's the number one. I said earlier in the stream, I do think that there's a chance that Jill could still be alive because that was the original plan. Emma has said she would love to return to the franchise. But I just don't know if they're going to that risk. But I would love it if Jill was working with Stu. All right, just 1 second. I'm trying to add you chocolate ice. Like I said, I don't know what happened. So when I check, it says that you're still a moderator. So I don't know. I don't know what happened. I can't re-add you because it says that you are a moderator. Interesting. I'll have to look into it after the stream, I guess. I am going to take a quick break. I will be right back. Don't go anywhere. Okay, I am back. Hey, Denisha, thanks for joining the live stream. Thanks for moderating. Oh my goodness. Tyler says, can we do a watch party of The Grudge? So that's funny that you mentioned that because I actually think it came out in 2004, but this movie traumatized me as a kid. I was 8 years old when it came out, and I watched it with my sister. And this movie, honestly, traumatized me. And I have not rewatched it since. So I don't know if I would want to do a watch party for this. We'll see. PJ says, would love a watch party for The Ring. Yeah, we definitely can do The Ring. Yes, be on the lookout for anyone in the chat that is impersonating me. I mentioned earlier, I've had an impersonator in the chat lately. Very frustrating. Ryan says no Halloween 2. Yeah, for some reason I just don't care for Halloween 2. I think it's very boring. I don't know. Like I said, I know it's probably controversial. um I don't know. Halloween 4 and 5 for the win. I'm with you, Antonio. I love Halloween 4 and 5. Hey, Jamie, thanks for joining. Yeah, exactly. It's very boring, in my opinion. Someone on Twitter said that Halloween 2 is pure Ambien, and I agree with them. Tyler says, can we do Evil Dead 2013? Possibly. I've never seen that one either. So if we do that one, it'll be a first time watch for me. Jamie says House of Wax rules. I am with you, Jamie. Movie Misfits says House of Wax is in my top 5 horror movies. Nice. Same. I definitely think it's in my top 5. Alex says if Schumacher was a real person, he would be the most likely suspect for the person who keeps spamming your live streams. This would be his way of telling you that he is still alive. That's funny. We have another super chat from Silver Princess. I honestly think even the SCP Foundation would have a hard time containing Kyoko from The Grudge. I think that's how you pronounce the name. That movie, like I said, it really messed me up as a kid. So I don't know if I would be willing to do a watch party for it on the channel. I honestly have not rewatched it since I was like 8 years old because it traumatized me that bad. I like could not sleep for weeks after watching it. So we'll have to see. But thank you so much for your second super chat, Silver Princess. I appreciate you. What's your favorite Friday the 13th? I like 4 and 6. That's tough because sometimes I do feel like they kind of all blend together. I do like part 2. Like I said, it's hard to remember all of them and like what takes place during which movie. But if I had to answer right now, I would probably go with part 2. Ethan says, I wish Scream 7 gets released during December. Imagine Santa being Ghostface. Yeah, like I said earlier, I would love for Scream 7 to have a Christmas theme. Movie Misfits says, on September 13th, I'm doing a Friday vs. Jason watch party since it's Freddy Krueger Day and Friday the 13th in the same day. You all are welcome to join for that too if you'd like. Cool. Interesting. I do know that September 13th is Friday the 13th. So I did actually think about doing something for that day. But what do you mean it's Freddy Krueger Day? I don't know what you're referring. Speaking of Scream, I'm in production on Who Killed Who series coming out in a few months. Nice. I did do several videos on Who Killed Who for Scream, but I haven't done, I think Scream 5 is the only one that I didn't do. And people keep requesting that I do that one. I honestly need to rewatch the movie to really figure out who killed who. But I will definitely check out your series on it. Hey, Spooky Ghosty. I see you're coming from Twitch. Thank you. You said you're watching me on YouTube as well. I appreciate that. Alejandro says Scream 7 might beat the original. I don't know about that. I feel like nothing can beat the original, but I do hope Scream 7 comes close to it. You guys know that I love Scream 4. Scream 4 is my favorite Scream sequel. So, you know, I hope Scream 7 can at least top Scream 4. Zork says chocolate ice shows up as a mod for me. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I can see in the chat on StreamYard that chocolate ice does not show up as a mod, but when I went to YouTube to add them as a mod, they said they were already a moderator, so I don't know what's going on. Jamie says chocolate ice also shows up as a... Oh, okay, I see. You were on my other channel. All right. Perfect. So we got it worked out. You're still a mod on my main channel. That's all that matters. Trying to catch up in the chat. Bear with me. Sometimes I lose my place in the chat, so I apologize. Just give me a minute. Yeah, so the height doesn't match up. I know that the creators of the movie claim that the height doesn't matter, but I personally think that that's not fair to the audience in a whodunit. When you, as an audience member, you pay attention to these little clues. So the height not matching up is kind of insulting to the audience, in my opinion. Spooky Ghosty from Twitch says, "Thanks for all the content you put on. I'm a huge Scream fan, and although I don't see eye to eye on some theories, it's always a pleasure to keep an open mind and hear what you think." Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. And I agree with you. I don't always agree with everyone and their theories, but it's fun to hear other people's points of view. And like you said, it's fun to keep an open mind. Even though I believe certain things and certain theories, I always have an open mind, and I'm always interested in hearing what other people have to say. So I appreciate that. Thank you. Hey, Jamie, thanks for joining. Kane says, Halloween 2 is a great gift to the horror thriller community. Like I said, I don't know. There's just something about Halloween 2. It's just so boring to me. Like, Laurie Strode plays like no role in that movie. She's just in the hospital, not doing anything, barely has any lines. I don't know. There's just something about Halloween 2 I don't like. James says, "Do you think Christina Carpenter has any relevance with any of the killings?" I do. So I have several theories on my channel about Christina Carpenter. I think she is very shady. I think there's a lot more to her than we know. I think there's a good chance that she is working with Stu Macher. She knew Stu in high school, and she was dating Billy, and she had a thing for Billy, and Billy was a serial killer. And I think Christina has a thing for the dark side. And once Billy was killed, and I think Stu remained alive after Billy was killed. So I think Christina clung to Stu, kind of missing that dark side. And I think there's a good chance Christina has helped Stu stay in hiding all these years, leading his cult, carrying out these kills, and I do think there's still a chance that we can see her in Scream 7. I think the chances have gone down a little bit since Sam and Tara won't be in the movie, but I do think there's still a chance Christina could be in Scream 7 because she does have a connection to Sydney. They went to high school together. They dated the same guy, Billy. And maybe she wants revenge on Sydney because Sydney killed Billy, who she loved. So to answer your question, yes, I do think Christina could definitely have something to do with the killings, but I guess we will see. What are your thoughts on Dexter season 8? So, not the best season. I do think that the ending of season 8 kind of sucked. So, I was so happy when they came back with Dexter New Blood. But I also kind of think they fumbled the ending of Dexter New Blood as well. So I am very happy that they're coming back with Dexter Resurrection because they have a chance to redeem themselves yet again. But Dexter season 8 is not my least favorite season. I do think my least favorite season is season 6. But yeah, I'm a huge fan of Dexter. If anyone here in the chat is also a fan of Dexter, subscribe to the channel because I'm going to be doing videos on the new Dexter show. I've done a couple updates for like the new show and the prequel show. So we have a lot of new Dexter content coming our way. We have AJ here from Twitch. You are spooky ghosty. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Ethan says my favorite horror movie is Dream Warriors or Jason versus Freddy. I don't like Michael Myers, but I like Freddy and Jason. Nice. Nightmare 3 is definitely one of the best ones of the franchise, so I'm with you. I'm a big fan of the third one. I also did just recently watch Jason versus Freddy. Solid movie, you know, not the best, but pretty good. Alex says, right before Thanksgiving, would you be willing to host a watch party for Planes, Trains, and Automobiles? It's a classic Thanksgiving movie. Yes, I would be willing to do a watch party on this. I agree with you. It is a classic Thanksgiving movie. One of my favorites. There's not that many Thanksgiving movies out there, but this is a solid one. So yeah, we definitely can do a watch party for that. James says Scream 4 didn't get the appreciation that it deserved. It was also Wes's last Scream film. I am with you, James. Scream 4 is my favorite Scream sequel. Whenever I hear that people don't like it, I'm always shocked because I love it so much. I just don't I honestly don't understand why people don't like it. This was actually my first Scream movie that I saw in theaters, and I loved it immediately. But also, like, I was a big fan of Emma Roberts and Hayden Panettiere at the time, before the movie came out. So that might have something to do with why I liked it so much. But I'm with you. I think Scream 4 is underrated. However, I do think a lot more people are coming around to it. Do you agree Leprechaun beats any Ghostface? So I don't know. The Leprechaun movies, I definitely saw the first one, but I saw it when I was very young. So I honestly don't remember much about it. And I know there's a couple of movies in the franchise, and I don't think I've seen any of those. So I honestly have to give them a rewatch. But Ghostface is my favorite, so I don't know if if Leprechaun would be Ghostface. Damien says at the end of the stream, can you watch the final official trailer for Stab 4 Knife of Doom? So, okay, Damien, I know you're the one who always asks me to watch the Stab 4 trailers. Um, so has there been a new one since the last one you told me to watch? Elijah says, do you think Stu is going to say, I always had a thing for you, Sid? I hope so. I hope there are a lot of callbacks to the original. So I hope so. Movie Misfits says, I was an extra on Scream 4. I wish I could say at the Stabathon, but I run across the street behind Sydney when she first arrives in Woodsboro at the beginning of the film. Interesting. That's so cool. I'm jealous. We have another super chat from Zork. You said, now that you watched Freddy vs. Jason, you have to watch Freddy vs. Jason versus Ash comic dub by Stephen Brisset. I think that's how you say it. Um, I'll have to look into it. I know, Zork, that you mentioned this on one of my previous streams, so I will have to look into it. I do actually have it written down. The last time you mentioned it, I wrote it down as something that I should watch, so I will look into it. I promise you that. I just don't know exactly when I will get around to it, but I will eventually watch it. I promise you that. Thank you so much for another super chat from you, Zork. I appreciate you. Thanks for being here and thanks for moderating. Ray says part 2 is a great choice. Thanks, Ethan. Yeah, if you guys don't mind giving the stream a like, it definitely helps out the channel. It helps to boost the stream out to some other people. Thanks for hanging out, Ethan. I hope you have a great time at your pool party. Yes, Ray, I just started a Twitch. I've streamed over there a couple of times so far. I do have it so that, like, on my StreamYard where I'm streaming right now, I can stream in multiple locations. So not only am I streaming on my main YouTube channel, but also my second YouTube channel and my Twitch account all at the same time. 3 places at the same time. So if you guys don't mind following me on Twitch, I would appreciate that. I don't know if I have the link in the description, but I did post about it on my community page about a week ago. So if you want to check out my community page and scroll back a little bit, that's where you can find the link. But my username on Twitch is Sistapam 96. So you could also search that up and follow me over there. I would appreciate that. Ray also says, I think Scream 4 stands tall. I saw it on home on DVD, and it still is my favorite sequel in the franchise. Super ahead of its time. I am with you, Ray. I agree. I think it's ahead of its time for sure. And I do kind of think that's why it wasn't that successful at the time. Not only was it ahead of its time, but I just think the nostalgia factor wasn't there. You know, Scream 4 came out in 2011 and Scream 3 had come out in 2000. So I just think there wasn't that much of an audience for the nostalgia factor at the time. And like I said earlier, I do think a lot of people are coming around to Scream 4 because I think today in 2024, people want that nostalgia a lot more than they did in 2011. So Damien says it's at a reasonable time instead of 5 minutes. The Stab 4 trailer. All right, I will look into it. Hey, Clementine. Jamie says Scream 4 is way better than most people give it credit for. I agree. You also said it's my third favorite in the series. Interesting. So, what is your second favorite? I'm curious. I'm going to guess and say that it's Scream 2 as your second favorite. James says, I have a good feeling Scream 7 will mainly focus on Sydney and Gail. I agree with you, James. I definitely think that's going to be the case. Do you like Cody Leach content? I do. I am subscribed to him. I also follow him on Twitter. James says, I can imagine Stu unmasking near the end, saying, surprise, Sydney. I agree with you. I hope, like I said earlier, I hope that there are a lot of callbacks to the original with some certain iconic lines. Like you said, with surprise, Sydney, I always had a thing for you, Sid. Alejandro says, I know you did last summer watch party. We can do that for sure. I did just recently watch the first two a couple weeks ago, so the watch party on here might be not so soon because I did just watch it recently. Alex says, I'm glad to hear that you like planes, trains, and automobiles. I would be willing to bet that most people in our age groups have never seen it. Yeah, it's a solid movie. I saw bits and pieces of it growing up, but it wasn't until last year that I actually sat down and watched the entire thing. And it is a great movie. So if any of you guys here have not seen it, you definitely should. It is a Thanksgiving movie. Like I said earlier, there's not that many Thanksgiving movies out there. So this is definitely a great option to watch, like in between Halloween season and Christmas season. this is one of the few movies that I watch in between that time. But there's a good chance we're going to do a watch party on the channel for it. So if you want to wait for that, don't watch it before we do the watch party. Clementine says, have you ever wondered what Gail's camera recorded in the Scream 1 ending? I have, yes. I think I actually did a video on this. I have said before, like, there's a very good chance that Gail's camera captured Stu being alive, like, you know, waking up after the TV fell on him. But, however, I do think that I think her camera from the first movie was in the Scream 6 shrine. I'm not positive on this, but I kind of remember months ago watching someone's video on YouTube where they were talking about all the Easter eggs in the shrine, and they pointed out that Gail's camera was there. I honestly am not too sure. Like, I could be wrong on this, but I vaguely remember seeing this. Either way, though, if her camera was in the shrine, there's still a question of what footage was on that camera. You know, the police collected that as evidence, and I do believe that the Woodsboro police were covering up Stu being alive, so there's still a good chance that some evidence of Stu being alive was on Gail's camera. I hope it plays a role in Scream 7. I don't know if they will do that. Tyler says Scream 1 and 4 are the best. I am with you, Tyler. I am going to take a quick break. I'm not going anywhere. The stream is still going to go on. If you have any theories or comments, drop them in the chat, and I will get to them when I come back in just a few moments. Okay, I am back. And I think I just put a poll in the chat, if you guys can see it. James says, I do believe Stu's parents had a big role in covering up his death because of how wealthy they were. I agree with you, James. That is my main theory. I do think that his parents were wealthy, like you said, and I think that they had a connection with the police department in Woodsboro. And they possibly paid off the police to cover up to help fake his death. Jamie says, I always get worried when Pam says she'll be right back. Well, if she pops up in the last reel somewhere, like Randy said. I made it back. No worries. Ray just followed me on Twitch. Thanks, Ray. Yes, Tanisha, I have Twin Time as a mod as well. Thank you for your super chat, Denisha. Yeah, I have my last stream I added Twin Time as a moderator. Hey, Irfan, if I'm saying that correctly. Thanks for joining the live stream. Yeah, I see that certain comments were deleted that shouldn't have been deleted. I agree with you, Denisha. I don't really know what's going on. Yeah, Twin Time. I don't know what's going on. There were some comments that I don't think should have been deleted. The comments were like, they were fine. They should have remained. I see that a lot of them were deleted. Comments should only be deleted if they were like harassing people or anything like that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's What's going on? I do see that a lot of comments were deleted. That should not have been deleted. The comments were totally fine. Hey, Damien. Okay, thank you, Twin Time. Yes. There were a lot that were hidden that should not have been. So I appreciate that you're unhiding them. Thank you, Twin Time. I appreciate that. Tyler says, in Scream 7, I want to see Ghostface kill some doctors and SWAT team members. I want this Ghostface to be more evil than Roman and Jill combined. Interesting. I mean, Jill and Roman were pretty evil, so to have this new Ghostface, be more evil than them, that would be pretty evil. Yes, Damien. I will check out the trailer. In fact, let me do it right now. Stab 4 Knife of Doom. From 8 days ago, Damien? I would imagine that's the most recent one. All right, it's under 2 minutes. Definitely better than the previous one. Deep in the woods, a legend lurks. Interesting. You know what? I will admit, this looks like pretty high quality. The the camera work and the quality of the camera looks pretty high quality. So my interest has peaked. It comes out October 10th, I believe. So I'll have to check it out. It does look like a crossover between Scream and Friday the 13th. which is very interesting. Let's see. Jamie, I did not see your ranking. It might have been one of the comments that was deleted. Okay, I see your screen ranking goes 1, 3, 4, 2, 6, 5. Interesting. Yeah, very different from mine. That's what I love about this franchise. Like, everyone's ranking is so different. Mine is 1, 4, 2, 5, 6, 3. So, Jamie, your ranking and my ranking is very different, which I love. I love that about the franchise. Yeah, Twin Time. I don't know what's going on with. I don't know why you hid all of those comments. It's very frustrating because I want to be able to address all of the comments. I am from the United States. Give me 1 second, you guys. I apologize. Okay, so you guys, Jamie and Denisha, I appreciate you guys. Thank you. I actually so Twin Time I unfortunately had to ban from the chat. And I added Jamie, I added you as a moderator because I trust you. Yes, Jamie is now one of my new moderators. I appreciate you, Jamie. I don't know what was going on with Twin Time. They came up in my chat in my last watch party and they asked me moderator, and I checked out their channel and they had like a lot of subscribers, like over 100,000. So I kind of trusted them. I thought that they knew what the deal was here on YouTube, and I added them as a moderator, and clearly they were doing some crazy stuff. Deleting comments that should not have been deleted, which is very frustrating. So yeah, I banned them and added Jamie as a moderator. And I appreciate you so much, you guys. Seriously, you guys help me out so much. Very frustrating, especially because I mentioned earlier in the stream that my last 2 watch parties, I've had someone trolling me in the comments, pretending to be me. Like, literally using my username and profile picture, pretending to be me, saying crazy stuff in the chat. Thank you, Jamie. I appreciate you. Seriously. Yeah, who knows? Maybe it was them. I don't know who my troll has been in the past 2 watch parties, but there have been 10 accounts that I had to ban using my username and my profile picture, saying crazy stuff in the chat, attacking people. I don't know what's been going on. It's very frustrating because, you know, I come on here to have a good time with you guys. I love hanging out with you guys, talking screen theories, talking other horror movies, and okay, there we go. Someone in the chat pretending to be me right now. I don't know, like, is it Twin Time who now they're pissed at me because I banned them? I don't know. Like, yeah, like I've been saying, like, it's just so frustrating because I come on here to have a good time with you guys, talk Scream franchise and other horror movies, and I don't need this from people like giving me a hard time in the chat, pretending to be me and trolling my channel and attacking other people. I genuinely apologize, you guys. I don't know what is going on. Very frustrating. I've now blocked 11 people pretending to be me. It is so frustrating. And I'm trying to not let it get to me, but it's been very annoying. I will admit that. Another one. I apologize, you guys. You know, they come in the chat and like threaten you guys. Thank you, Tyler. Yes. They threaten people, and if I were you, I wouldn't take the threat very seriously. I don't think they're actually going to do anything, but it's just very frustrating. Thank you, Jamie. I appreciate it. Yeah, I try to be on top of it myself. But I also trust most of my moderators. I unfortunately had an issue with my previous moderator, as you guys know, that I unfortunately had to ban. And now I'm kind of thinking that maybe it's them causing issues because I didn't have an issue in this stream until I banned that moderator. And now that they're banned, I have my impersonator back. So I'm kind of thinking it's the same person. Thank you, Jamie. I appreciate you. I don't know. It's just very, very frustrating. Thank you, Nicholas. I appreciate that. Thanks, Tyler. I don't think it'll ever come to that. I just think it's someone hiding behind their computer, like trying to give me a hard time. Thanks, Ray. Yeah, I guess it comes with the territory. Exactly, yes. Damien, that's funny. Yeah, so, all right. Sorry for getting off track, but if you guys want to get back into some theories, drop them in the chat. I will try to look out for them, and hopefully I don't have another impersonator popping up. But if they do, like Denisha says, my moderator's got my back. Thank you. I'm going to try to kind of catch up in the chat because I think I got sidetracked. Here they are again. Sorry, guys. Another impersonator in the chat. Really ruining it for everyone. You know, we can't. It's hard to have a good time when someone is in the chat pretending to be me, threatening my viewers, which I would never do, as you guys know. I know all 31 of you here know that it's not me, but it's just very frustrating and discouraging at times. Thank you, Jamie. I know you will. I appreciate you. Can you suggest best horror movies? Well, some of my personal favorites are, like I said earlier in the stream, I really like Jeepers Creepers. I really like House of Wax. You guys know I love all the Scream movies. I love the Halloween franchise. I'm a sucker for like late 90s, early 2000s horror movies. So like The Faculty is another one. I just recently watched for the first time Cherry Falls, which, you know, not the best movie, but there's just something about late 90s, early 2000s slasher movies that I love. Oh my god, they are so quick to make new accounts. My impersonator. This is unbelievable, you guys. It's like I have to laugh at it because it's so comical, but it's very frustrating. Did you like Cherry Falls? I did. Like I said, it's not the best movie I've ever seen, but I'm just a sucker for late 90s, early 2000s. Like, even if it's not the best movie, I still, I just love it. So I did really like Cherry Falls. Yes. No worries, Jamie. There's just, because of what they've been doing in my chat for the past two streams, I've been on high alert. So that's why I catch it so quickly before some of my moderators might catch it. I still appreciate you guys. But yeah, I've just been on high alert, which is so frustrating because so luckily my impersonator has been in my last two watch parties where I tend to be caught up in the stream, but on a typical stream like this one, I tend to be a little delayed in the chat. So it is frustrating. Like, I can't give everyone the time that they deserve on the questions because I'm policing the chat. And I don't know. Like I said earlier, I do, I I feel like we're in a whodunit right now. Who is my impersonator? Because I had no idea who it was before, but you guys know that Twin Time, who was one of my moderators in this recent live stream just today, I had to ban. And the second I ban them, my impersonator shows up again. And Twin Time asked me on my most recent watch party if they could be a moderator. So, if we're going with the whodunit rules, I think Twin Time might be my impersonator. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. We got a couple new super chats. From the Willmeister. Thank you so much, the Willmeister. I always appreciate you. Your first one says, sorry you're going through that, but there's another Willmeister out there with a similar profile picture to my own, but the name is misspelled. They invade chats I'm in and try to be me. I get it. Yeah, I don't know what the hell's going on. Like I said, people are shady. I really don't know. But there has not been another Willmeister in my chat. It's only been you. So nothing to worry about that here in my live streams, at least. But thank you so much, Willmeister. I see your second super chat. I say your poll and obviously voted for Scary Movie. But remember, there was another Scream parody the same year called Shriek If You Know What I Did Last Friday the 13th. So I've never seen that one. But I do know what you're talking about. I have heard about that. But I've never seen it. I might have to watch it soon, just so I know what I'm talking about. But I see that you voted Scary Movie. I appreciate that. I will have to check the poll to see what people are voting. For some reason, it doesn't come up in the StreamYard chat, so I think I have to check the YouTube chat for the poll. Hold on one second while I check the poll. All right, I see I have another impersonator in the chat. I apologize, you guys. Very frustrating. All right, for some reason, I can't even see the poll that I posted. I apologize, you guys. I don't know. We have a lot of technical difficulties in this live stream. I apologize. But thank you again for your super chat, Bullmeister. I am going to have to check out that movie. Hey, Cobra Kai World. Welcome to the channel. You're new here. Please subscribe to the channel if you don't mind. Hey, Scott. Good morning. I remember you letting us know about your dog. I'm so sorry. I hope everything works out. Damien, I thought the trailer was pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. My interest has peaked. Jamie says I saw Cherry Falls and Ginger Snaps on Halloween night 2001. First Halloween I ever stayed in. I was preggers, so I didn't go out. They are special movies to me. Yeah, so Cherry Falls I watched last year for the first time. I liked it. And Cherry Falls I just watched for the first time about 2 weeks ago. I did do a review on my channel for it, so if any of you guys have not seen the review, please go check it out. Do you watch I Know You Did Last Summer? Yes. I watch it. I rewatch it every year. Yes, Scott. I'm so sorry. I hope everything works out with your dog. Are you scared of heights? I am. I really am. I wasn't always. I've only been on a handful of roller coasters my whole life. But yeah, my anxiety as the years have gone on has gotten worse, and I'm scared of roller coasters. Jamie says, "Shriek if you know what I did last Friday the 13th is hilarious." That is quite the title. It's a mouthful. All right, so I am going to take a quick break, just like 2 minutes, but Jamie, Denisha, any of my moderators have, if someone pops up in the chat pretending to be me, please block them immediately. I am taking a quick break, so I won't be here to ban them. So please be on top of it in the chat. I appreciate you guys. Give me just a couple minutes. Okay, I am back. Clementine says, what do you think was the scariest scene in the Scream franchise? That's tough. Ooh, I have to think about that for a minute. Maybe like Gail's chase scene in Scream 2. It was very suspenseful. At that point in the franchise, like you really don't know what's going to happen to her or Dewey. So right now I would have to go with Gail's scene in Scream 2. Thanks, Jamie. I appreciate it. Thanks, Tanisha. You guys are great. Seriously. Thomas says, a way to bring back the OGs, have a video from Dewey telling Gail and Sydney he had to keep a secret about Stu being alive. That way the OGs and Stu come back. I do agree with you, Thomas. I would love to see, first of all, I would love to see some kind of a flashback with Dewey. Possibly a video of him, just like with Randy and Scream 3. And I do have a couple theories on the channel about Dewey knowing that Stu was alive. So I do think there's a chance that Dewey has known since 1996 that Stu is alive and he had to keep it a secret. If you guys are not aware of my theories that I have on the channel about this, please go check them out. They're pretty detailed. I'm not going to get into all the details right now in the stream, but I do think that the police helped cover it up. Dewey was part of the police. So I do think there's a chance that he was sworn to secrecy and couldn't let Sydney and Gail know. And that's kind of what led to Dewey's downfall. We see him in Scream 5, like, not being the sheriff anymore. He got let go from his job, and he was kind of an alcoholic. So I do think him keeping this secret of Stu being alive could have played into it. So I'm with you, Thomas. I do think that we could see a video of Dewey letting them know for sure. Hey, Thomas. Yeah, I've been having an impersonator, unfortunately, coming into the chat, pretending to be me and threatening some of my viewers, which is very unfortunate because it ruins the fun of these streams. We're just here to have a good time, talk Scream theories, talk horror movies, and someone keeps popping up pretending to be me. Very annoying. But we persevere. I have great moderators here. We have a super chat from Wildman. Thanks for all the videos and streams, Pam. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I really do. I love what I do. I love coming on here, chatting with you guys, making videos for you guys. It's truly like my passion. So the fact that you guys appreciate it and you show up for me, I really do appreciate it. I can't say that enough. So thank you so much for your super chat, Wild Man. I appreciate you. And I appreciate all 23 of you who are here in the chat. I do think I'm going to end the stream shortly. We've been going for almost 2 hours, which is amazing. I'm going to go for just a few more minutes to catch up with everyone in the chat. Nicholas says, have you ever seen Summer of 84? It's about a teenage boy who believes his cop neighbor is a serial killer. It came out in 2018, but has a nostalgic vibe. I have, Nicholas. I just watched this movie for the first time about like maybe 2 months ago at this point. I don't remember exactly when, but I was a huge fan of this movie. It's so good. If anyone here has not seen Summer of 1984, you have to watch it. Like you said, it has a lot of nostalgic vibes. It's so good. The whole time, it's very entertaining. The ending was so good. I am a huge fan of this movie. I don't think I did a review of it on my channel. I should have, because I really enjoyed it. I do think I talked about it in one of my videos for channel members. So if anyone here wants to sign up to be a channel member, you can find the link in the description of this live stream, or you can find the join button on my channel next to the subscribe button. If you sign up to be a channel member, you will gain access to exclusive content that not everyone can see, as well as some fun emojis that you can use in the chat of not only my live streams, but every video that I post. So I would appreciate that if you could do that, but if not, no worries. I still post regular content every day, or almost every day. I try to. Have you seen Halloween Ends? I have. I am a fan of Halloween Ends. I know it got pretty mixed reviews. Not everyone was a huge fan of Halloween Ends, but I like it. I realized that some people's issue with it was that they were expecting like a full Michael Myers movie. So the fact that like Corey Cunningham was the main character was people's issue, and I totally get that, but I do like the character of Corey Cunningham. So I am a fan of Halloween Ends. AJ says, sorry for the crazy people. For what it's worth, you're amazing. Thank you so much, AJ. To be honest, been following for a long time, so it's been cool to see your community grow. I really, really appreciate that, AJ. I really do. Like I said, you know, this is my passion. I love talking about movies with you guys, so I really appreciate all of you guys being here. I love that you guys even care about what I have to say. I really do. So, you know, it is unfortunate that I do have the occasional crazy person in the chat, but for the most part, you guys are amazing. Ray says, we're here because we love the content. Thank you, Ray. Thank you, Scott. I really appreciate you guys. Seriously, I can't say it enough. Thank you, Wild Man. I appreciate you. Yeah, it's usually not an often occurring thing, but lately it has been, which is very frustrating. Thank you, Ray. Thanks for all that you do for the screen community. Love to see your platform grow. Hope to see you more on Twitch. Have a wonderful day. Thank you, Ray. I appreciate you so much. I see we have another super chat from the Willmeister. Thank you so much. My problem with Halloween Ends was Michael giving some of his power to Corey, forming a link like he did with Jamie Lloyd in Halloween 4 and 5. Didn't like it then either. Ends was fine aside from that. I do get where you're coming from. Yeah, like I said, I think a lot of people's problem with Halloween Ends is that they expected a full Michael Myers movie, but what we really got was a Corey movie. I have said before, I kind of wish that they swapped kills with ends. In Halloween Kills, they had like the whole town team up on Michael, which I feel like would have been a better finale in Halloween Ends. And to kind of have the Corey story be in the second movie. So I do kind of wish that they swapped those movies, but I am a fan of Halloween 4 and 5. I realize that they're not great movies. Like when I rewatch them with a fresh mind, I realize that they're really not great movies, but there is that nostalgic factor that plays into it for me. Like 4 and 5 played a big role in my childhood. So I am a huge fan of 4 and 5. And I totally get what you're saying, Willmeister, with Halloween Ends, but I'm not too mad at it. I kind of like it. And I get that it's not for everyone, so I totally respect your opinion, but I am a fan of Halloween Ends, and Halloween 4 and 5 are some of my favorites of the whole franchise, for sure. But thank you so much for all of your super chats during the stream, Willmeister. I always appreciate you, always coming through in the live streams. So I really do appreciate you. Thank you. See, I'm just trying to catch up before we end the stream in a couple minutes. Jamie says, when I return to doing shows, let's collab. Yes, I would so be down for this, Jamie. I don't know if you're like on Instagram or Twitter, but if you are, please message me so that we can work something out. I have all of my social media linked down below in the description. So if you're on any of those platforms, please message me. I would love to work something out with you, Jamie. Hey, Paula. What's for dinner tonight? Roasted potatoes and grilled chicken and roasted broccoli is what's for dinner tonight. AJ says, it's cool we don't see eye to eye on everything, because if we ever sit down and chat, we can talk all day. That's one of the best things about this franchise. Stay spooky. Totally agree with you, AJ. That's what I love. You know, if we all thought the same way, things would be so boring. We would have nothing to talk about. So I'm with you, AJ. I appreciate you. I appreciate you being here. I love everyone, no matter, you know, our differences in opinions on the franchise. And thank you so much. Thanks, Jamie. Yeah, shoot me a message. We'll work something out. All right, so I am going to end the stream now. We've been going for over 2 hours, which is amazing. I appreciate all of you guys being here, chatting with me in the chat. I appreciate all of my moderators. Thank you so much for all of the comments, questions, especially for the super chats. I appreciate all of you. I might go live tomorrow. I'm not sure, but you know, I try to go live a few times a week, so definitely stay tuned. Subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. And I will see you guys soon. Thank you.